The early hours of May 7, 2025 will forever be etched in the annals of Indo-Pakistani history. India, jolted awake by the gruesome Pahalgam attack on April 22, unleashed a carefully calibrated military response. This operation, christened Operation Sindoor, sent shockwaves across the world. It signaled a new era in India's security policy, one marked by zero tolerance for terrorism. The nation held its breath as news of the operation broke. Images of fighter jets piercing the night sky flashed across television screens. The world watched, captivated and apprehensive, as the subcontinent braced itself for the repercussions of India's bold maneuver. This was not just a military operation, it was a statement. Operation Sindoor was India's answer to the Pahalgam massacre, a horrific act of terror that claimed the lives of innocent tourists, shattering families and shaking the nation's conscience. The attack, attributed to Pakistan-based terrorist groups, exposed the vulnerability of innocent lives against the dark forces operating from across the border. India, for years a victim of cross-border terrorism, had finally decided to change the rules of the game. The audacity of the attack, the sheer brutality, and the targeting of innocent civilians ignited a firestorm of anger and grief across India. The nation mourned, but it also demanded justice and decisive action. Operation Sindoor, shrouded in secrecy until its execution, was India's answer. A clear message that acts of terror would no longer go unpunished. Operation Sindoor, launched on the intervening night of May 6 and 7, 2025, was a meticulously planned operation. It involved coordinated missile strikes and air raids, targeting multiple locations within Pakistan and Pakistan-administered Kashmir. India's objective was clear: to dismantle the infrastructure of terror and deliver a crippling blow to the perpetrators of the Pahalgam attack. The operation, shrouded in secrecy, caught many off guard. It showcased the Indian military's growing capabilities and its willingness to take the fight to the enemy's backyard. The targets, as per Indian officials, were not military installations but terrorist training camps, ammunition dumps, and communication centers, all linked to the planning and execution of the Pahalgam attack. The operation was swift and precise. Indian Air Force jets, including the advanced Rafale fighters, penetrated deep into Pakistani airspace, evading radar systems and striking their targets with pinpoint accuracy. Missiles launched from land-based platforms hit their marks, obliterating terrorist infrastructure and sending a clear message of deterrence. The aftermath of the strikes painted a picture of devastation. Images released by Indian sources showed the smoldering ruins of what were once terrorist havens. While India maintained that the operation was conducted with utmost precision, minimizing collateral damage, Pakistan painted a different picture. The immediate aftermath of Operation Sindoor was a whirlwind of conflicting narratives, escalating tensions, and frantic diplomatic efforts. Pakistan, reeling from the strikes, vowed retaliation, promising to choose the time and place for their response. They reported 31 civilians killed and 46 injured, accusing India of targeting innocent lives. India, while confirming the loss of military aircraft, disputed the number and circumstances. Early reports suggested the loss of up to 5 aircraft, including potentially the first combat loss of a Rafale. Pakistan claimed their Chengdu J-10 jets had engaged and downed the Indian aircraft, a claim yet to be independently verified. The international community reacted with a mixture of concern and apprehension. The United States, while urging restraint, emphasized the need to hold the perpetrators of the Pahalgam attack accountable. Russia, a traditional ally of India, expressed deep concern and urged both sides to seek a diplomatic solution. India, in a flurry of diplomatic activity, briefed foreign envoys about the operation, justifying it as a necessary act of self-defense against cross-border terrorism. They provided detailed evidence linking the Pahalgam attack to terrorist groups operating from Pakistani soil, emphasizing their right to protect their citizens. In the wake of Operation Sindoor, the world watched with bated breath, apprehensive of a full-blown conflict between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. The situation remained volatile, with the risk of escalation casting a long shadow over the region. While both sides engaged in heated rhetoric, there were also cautious efforts to prevent the situation from spiraling out of control. Back-channel diplomacy gained momentum, with international actors, including the UAE and Turkey, working to facilitate dialogue and de-escalation. The economic fallout of the conflict added another layer of complexity. Pakistan, already grappling with a fragile economy, faced the risk of further instability and isolation. India, while facing limited immediate impact, braced for potential long-term consequences, including damage to its image as a stable investment destination. The road ahead remained fraught with challenges. The specter of terrorism, the unresolved issue of Kashmir, and the deep-rooted mistrust between the two nations continued to cast a long shadow. However, amidst the uncertainty, there was a glimmer of hope.